Good day, folks, and welcome to another edition of Lumberjack Logic. I'm your host, Neil Johnson, excited to be with you and really excited to share this report. I've been working on it for a while. I've been pulling a bunch of clips together, and then I found the perfect piece of writing to go with it. This report is awesome. Stick with me through this. There's a lot of moving parts and pieces, but before I get into it real quick, Freedom Hill Coffee, freedomhillcoffee.com. Use promo code Lumberjack and you can save 10%, and it also helps the show. I love this espresso roast. Scott is a great guy, the owner of the company. He supports veterans causes. He lost his friend through suicide due to PTSD, and now he's doing good work fighting for those causes, and he brews great coffee. So go get some. All right. So I got this article that I'm going to share along with all these clips from Town Hall. And it's by a guy by the name of Kurt Schlichter, who I'd never heard of before, but this is fantastic. The title is Kyle Rittenhouse and the Red Pilling of America. You know, a few more rampages by inept white supremacists like Kyle Rittenhouse, he only managed to shoot white criminals, and everybody is going to be thoroughly awakened to the leftist scam. The trial that followed the Kenosha Kids' act of social hygiene constituted only one tab in the big bottle of scarlet pills America has been force-fed lately. In fact, let's take a look at this video Tucker Carlson did on Rosenbaum.
Rapist called Joseph Rosenbaum was released from a mental hospital and then went directly to join the mob that was burning downtown Kenosha. Once he got to the riot, Rosenbaum saw Kyle Rittenhouse and immediately threatened to kill him. Rosenbaum then chased Rittenhouse and tried to pull the gun from his hands. When he did that, Kyle Rittenhouse shot him. So Joseph Rosenbaum died as he had lived, trying to touch an unwilling minor.
And that was savage, right? But let me remind you, too, that Anthony Huber had 2 domestic violence convictions for incidents involving his siblings. And I believe he was also the grandma slapper. It was one of them, slapping their grandma. I kid you not. Other red pills include being confronted at work with mandates for vaxes, and apparently these people are having none of it.
When we're talking about how the drivers would feel about a vaccine mandate, what kind of reactions are you getting from them on that? Just all of them required for a vaccine to do business?
In our sample survey of our fleets, it came back as 37% of our drivers not only said no, but hell no. Now, let's just take a conservative number. Let's just say 3.7%, not 37%, were to actually leave rather than get the vaccine. That'd be catastrophic. We're already short 80,000. That's going to inflate it to 250,000. So for us, we've tried to be very clear with the administration that if you do this, I understand the logic behind it, but if you do this, these are the consequences. So if you're trying to solve the supply chain problem, you're actually compounding it and actually hurting the very problem that you're trying to fix on the vaccine side. So, be careful what you wish for here. I also don't think, Congressman, that OSHA has the jurisdiction to do this.
In addition to that, check out this headline. Because the way to solve a pandemic is by having less healthcare workers, apparently. Okay. Also, being inundated with racist CRT garbage, like we hear from this gal all the time. And having one's kids come home from school with creepy porno crap. That makes you wonder if they hit up the Lincoln Project library. Yes, there are more pills going on than in Hunter's medicine cabinet. With why the Festival of Figurative Pharmaceuticals? Because the left got over its skis. It went too far, too fast, and normal folks who just want to live their lives and usually show no interest in political, cultural controversies are showing up at their school board meetings asking why the heck their kids are accusing them of slavery. And I might add that they are being confronted by Gestapo-like tactics from the FBI and police departments controlled by liberal mayors. You combine this with a crusty old pervert in the White House who is causing economic inflation and internal humiliation, and the left is in trouble. Deep trouble. See, the truth is getting out despite the media's lies. Its pet political party is looking at being demolished next November. But instead of slowing down and taking stock, the Marxists are doubling down on failure, knowing that they only have their micro-majorities for a year. This genius strategy got them Glenn Youngkin and will get them many more based polls. who are many times more hardcore. And how's that going to happen, folks? You're going to get out to your precinct caucus and make sure the right people get in and are running, okay? It's only going to get worse for them, which means it's only going to get better for America. Remember, leftism only succeeds when surrounded by a fog of lies. When the fog lifts, the people reject it. And the media pumped out all the fog it could. There were people who literally did not know the collection of criminals and or perverts Kyle exercised were as white as Mitt Romney at a Cure concert. Really? That was the media's doing. Lying that the only reason Kyle didn't want to have his brains bashed in by these scumbags was his pallor and reporting that nonsense accordingly. But when people watched the trial, they saw something entirely different from what had been fed to them by the enemy of the people, and it stuck. Break from the read, folks. This trial was one of the greatest things to happen because every lie that they had been told all of a sudden became undone. And it is worth noting that, and I'm going to show you a few tweets here, these people were coming around. Check these out. People were shocked. Not people like us, who are fully woke to the fact that the media is nothing more than a collection of semi-literate, poorly paid, hack transcriptionists for the liberal elite. To see they were being lied to, and hard. Not little lies. Not careless errors. No, these were calculated, intentional lies designed to push the party line, and their lies were revealed to all in that Kenosha courtroom. The liberal champions were Binger and Lunchbox. Yes, the Tweedledee and Tweedledummarse of assistant DAs who were incompetent. When they weren't straight up lying, and people saw it all, normal people, the kind who used to have some faith in the people in charge of the system. Now they are like us. They got woke. That's right. In this, MSNBC did yeoman service. Wait, is Joy Reid going to shriek that I assume the gender of a Yale? No. Few people, except communists, masochists, and people who can't find the remote, watch the festival of cable onanism. So the big effect was not from its nonstop parade of ridiculous people crying about Kyle, like this gal.
It's because I have my own show. I have a responsibility to say things that people need to know that aren't being said. It's a cool opportunity that I don't take lightly. There are very big, obvious truths that no one wants to say on TV, but I will. Now, just a few minutes before we started taping the show, Kyle Rittenhouse, the man accused of shooting 3 people during a Black Lives Matter protest, was declared not guilty on all charges. So, I can't believe I have to say this, but it's not okay for a man to grab a rifle, travel across state lines, and shoot 3 people and then walk free. It's not okay for the judicial system to be blatantly and obviously stacked against people of color. It's not okay for there to be an entirely different set of rules for white people. But I don't care about Kyle Rittenhouse. I don't care about that racist judge. And I don't care about how up that jury must be. White people have been getting away with murder since time began. I don't care about that. I care about you. And I can't believe I have to say this, but you matter. You matter. Every time one of these verdicts come out, it's easy to feel like you don't, but I'm here to tell you that you do. You matter. You matter so much that the second you start to get a sense that you do, a man will grab a gun he shouldn't have in the first place and travel all the way to another state just to quiet you. That's the power you have.
No, it was these dummies' decision to get caught stalking the jury in what was clearly an attempt to dox the jurors. Here's what the judge had to say about it.
I have instructed that no one from MSNBC News will be permitted in this building for the duration of this trial. This is a very serious matter, and I don't know what the ultimate truth of it is, but absolutely it would go without much thinking that someone who is following the jury bus, that is a it's extremely serious matter.
Normal people may not know the statutes and code sections, but they have an understanding that you don't mess with a deliberating jury. Congrats, MSNBC. You have amazingly managed to drive the reputation of the media even lower. And we thank you for it. Yes. We will not be happy until you have alienated every patriotic, non-pinko American. You know who saved Kyle and us? It was normal people who got woke to the lie. The jurors. Yeah, they saw the evidence, or rather the total absence of it. They deliberated for nearly 24 hours. They asked to review video. They examined copies of the instructions. They asked to examine copies of the instructions again. They, and even I was too cynical to see this coming in an area where every single institution from Hollywood to the Marines has failed us. They did their job. Whoa! And Americans all over are doing their job, which the left hates. They are confronting school boards. They are voting for patriots. They are organizing. They are pushing back. Right now, the polling for the Democrats is positively gruesome, like that one guy's incinerated bicep. It's because people are getting activated. They are not sitting on the bench. 2022 is going to be epic. GOP, take note of the Kyle Rittenhouse phenomenon. Understand why people are angry at school board meetings. Hear the blank Joe Biden chants. Learn the right lessons from them. Don't start up with this chin-stroking crap about, well, Kyle never should have been there. Baloney. Americans have a right to be anywhere they darn well please. It's the dirtbag degenerates who don't have a right to be there, burning and looting. They don't have a right to burn and loot in peace. We have a right to be ticked off at CRT and other perversions inflicted on our kids. And if we are rude to bureaucrats, too bad. And who cares if fed up people yell dirty words about Grandpa Badfinger? Stop clutching your pearls. Stop playing the left's game because you think it might make you seem reasonable. And avoid uncomfortable conversations at the country club. Take our side in the fight. GOP, if you're going to learn anything, take our side in the fight. That's why we like Trump. Take Kyle's side, take the parents' side, take the drunk college kid's side. Take our side or you'll be pushed aside. Be based or be Liz Cheney. You polls are fungible, and if you fail to perform, there's someone with testosterone who can replace you. Stand strong and militant. We do not recognize any duty to not be anywhere because it inconveniences the military wing of the Democratic Party. And we do not recognize any duty to not legally pack heat in doing so. We do not recognize a duty to suck up to petty administrators and flunkies. And we'll swear about that desiccated old freak if we feel like it. The GOP better get on board or we'll toss it off the train. The American people are waking up and taking their own side in this fight. Kyle, Virginia, let's go Brandon. By the way, you can get this great hat at lumberjacklogicshow.com. Had to throw it in there. The GOP must be dragged into the next round of the fight, and it damn well better stop resisting us and start resisting the left. So, folks, there have been a lot of things that have helped and given us hope for America lately, okay? And the Rittenhouse verdict was just one of them, but it was a big one. A couple quick things before I close this video out. One, subscribe if you have not. Please do subscribe to the channel and check out lumberjacklogicshow.com to get the best conservative merchandise available and support the show. But to close this video, I'm going to leave you with reading the verdict to Kyle Rittenhouse because every time I watch it, it brings joy, okay? It just brings absolute joy. So I hope you enjoy this clip as much as I do. Peace out.
The defendant will rise, face the jury, and hearken to its verdicts.
State of Wisconsin versus Kyle Rittenhouse. As to the first count of the information, Joseph Rosenbaum. We, the jury, find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty. As to the second count of the information, Richard McGinnis. We, the jury, find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty. As to the third count of the information, unknown male. We, the jury, find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty. As to the fourth count of the information, Anthony Huber, we, the jury, find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty. As to the fifth count of the information, Gage Grosskreutz, we, the jury, find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty.
Members of the jury, are these your unanimous verdicts? Is there anyone who does not agree with the verdicts as read? Would you wish the jury polled? No. Okay. Okay, folks, your job is done, and